Today, there's a lot of tools that are available, and sometimes it seems a little overwhelming when you're looking at all the new shiny objects out there, like, oh, they got a new one this week. Oh, here's another one, the Gooly Flopper over here and the Eeky Weeky over there, and we got to learn all this. Well, there's one that has come up on the scene, and I am impressed, even as a jaded journalist that I am. Looking at it, I'm going, this really looks good. It's called Periscope, and I want to share with you what can be done with that by bringing on a hero of mine, a person that I just enjoy learning from, being around, and her name is Lynn Rose. She is using Periscope right now, and she joins us from her offices out in the LA area. Lynn, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Terry. So happy to be sharing with you. I'm so passionate about Periscope. I'm like a crusader for Periscope and all the goodness it can do for businesses and for those of us who want to expand our presence. So I'm so excited to share today.
Well, glad to have you here, and there is a lot you can do with it. It's enormous what can be done. But by way of background, just kind of the Reader's Digest, real short version, tell people who you are. I know I've seen you in speaking. You're a fabulous singer. I've seen you in several large conferences singing and giving a message, and you call yourself a performance specialist. Tell us about what that is and a little bit about you.
Yes, and let me clarify, because people hear singer and they think, okay, that's that category. And I come from the world of entertainment. So TV, film, and Broadway, TV host, yes, singing, open for a lot of big names around the world, but also always wanting to work on myself. And I eventually got led into having my own nationally syndicated radio show on personal achievement. And so I got to interview the greats that I'd always read and looked up to, from Robert Kiyosaki and Brian Tracy, and my whole world expanded. And then from there I was led into being an infopreneur and speaking to conferences of thousands at a time on how they can get on fire, inspired, and ready to take massive action to get massive results. And I then was created a program called the Wow Factor. So I'm CEO of the Wow Factor, which is a training on speaking fearlessly, authentically, and powerfully. And also CEO now of several years of Launch You Now, which is a done-for-you service for experts in getting launched to leading status in their industry through branding, strategy, messaging, and creation of their media. And so all these different backgrounds that play together for how you can wow in your performance in business and in life, right? Mm-hmm. And now in seeing Periscope and how that can bring all of this together, I think is why, especially with these different perspectives I have, I can see how it all comes together, and so excited to share, especially for businesses.
Exactly. And I know that you do a lot with thought leaders, and you are a thought leader, showing people what's there, and which is why Periscope has a whole lot more than just another new thing. It really, many are seeing it as a game changer. I'm seeing it that way, and for use for business, because those watching this now are in business, working either on their own business or they work with a company, and we can see it. Tell us what you're seeing happening in the world, how businesses for bottom line results are using Periscope today.
Oh, it is such the wide range and the gamut. So anyone who's watching, whether you're a solopreneur and you're hard on yourself and getting your business out there, or you are head of a big company, brands all over are leaping on Periscope for being able to, because number one in business, right, is that know, like, and trust factor. Yes. Number one in business is that engagement. If they can feel that engagement, or they have that loyalty, first of all, awareness, but then to really deepen that connection, I mean, then you have them at hello, right? So Target, Kellogg is all over Periscope. Product placement, even finding top Periscopers, and if depending on what business you are, even small businesses, whether it's someone wants to have them wear their T-shirt or be drinking their coffee or tea, like you just were telling me about matcha before we began. Yes. But imagine you're on a Periscope and talking about this tea you authentically like, but it's a product placement. There's some ways that businesses are using it, but especially just in their own business. Let me just share a couple of stats, but I think that's always important, right?
Yes, that'd be good.
So Periscope, when it launched, within the first 10 days, got 1 million users. Now it is integrated through Twitter, and maybe some of this you've already discussed. But it's grown at amazing rates. In 3 months, it went from 10 days to 1 million. In 3 months to over 3 million. And now at 4.5 months or so, it's at about 9 million users. So the level of how it's expanding and growing is rabid. And the type of engagement and connection you have is unparalleled because you're on video, live streaming, spontaneous. People get these notifications on their phone, and they can interact with you live on chat. So when you keep it like a conversation, there's no other place that you can learn about what is your audience craving, what do they respond to, what do they like, what do they not like, getting their feedback. That's one way businesses are using it. It's also an amazing storytelling tool. Trendsetters are bringing their full focus to it now. And another thing that's interesting, I think, TechCrunch magazine was talking about that it's probably double this or triple this now, because this was about from a few weeks ago, but 10 years of content is streamed daily on Periscope, you know, and YouTube, which has been out for 10 years, is at 100 years of content streamed through. So because of how Periscope has grown, it's already probably now at about 20 to 30 years of content streamed daily on Periscope.
That is a lot.
That is a lot. So, and you have access to people that wouldn't normally find you too, besides having access to people who do know about you and have that awareness. And we can talk about if you're a solopreneur versus a big business and ways to use it if you like.
Yeah, I think there's all kinds of ways we can, and we could probably go for a few hundred years ourselves talking about it. There's so much there. But before we got started, you were mentioning what Applebees has done with that. Yeah. And I was thinking, yeah, that sounds interesting. But now think about those of you that are watching this. Think about Applebees and what they want to do. They want people to come by, want to eat there. But when you can find, hey, here's what's going on right now, it's really more appealing that way. Lynn, tell us a little bit about what you've heard that they're doing and how they're getting results using Periscope.
Yes. Well, I'm so passionate about Periscope. So like you, Terry, we're absorbing every piece of information we can. I've been interviewing some top influencers, and Brian Fanzo of iSocial Fans works with brands, and he talked about what happened with Applebees. And they every year do a promotion about wanting to give away a certain number of appetizers in this day, and 5 million appetizers in one day type of thing at all the different chains. And they've done that historically only on Twitter and Facebook, in that social media. And then this year, the only difference they did was they added Periscope and Meerkat. Meerkat's like Periscope, just slight differences, basically live streaming. And they had a 40% uptake. And the only difference, the same strategy, same type of messaging and everything, the only difference was having that live streaming factor.
And that was 40% jump by using just Periscope in just a short time. I think that says a lot right there, that it creates excitement. And I think that's one of the things about Periscope. There's like, it's energy. It's us happening right now. You're seeing it live. You know we're right here. But also it seems like there could be some cautions too that we need to be aware of, particularly for those that might be operating on their own. You're operating in your home, things like that. Would you see any cautions or just factors that we need to be aware of when we're using Periscope as well?
Well, one thing I think to be aware of is businesses need to understand social media is social media. So it covers the wide gamut. You're going to see people talking about stubbing their toe. You're going to see people being nasty. You're going to see people being, sexual innuendos. You'll see the gamut of it. And you also see people sharing value, sharing content, making connection, or businesses sharing what they're up to, right? So when you go on Periscope, you might feel like at first you're inundated in live streaming, just seeing people talking about nothing. But then there's those, then they flock, like attracts to like. So to recognize that your market is there and hungry for what you have to talk about. So I think one danger is just don't go on there and get a wrong impression and then discard it. Because right now, getting on Periscope now, before the big boom in the entertainment industry in the fall, when the new TV shows come out, they're going to be integrating Periscope within their plot lines, within their cast. So Periscope's going to explode open all the more. So those who get in now and start getting a firm foothold, imagine if you were Twitter at the start, the amount of following, the amount of engagement. The only other thing I would say is also to maybe not be as concerned about, can I be transparent? Can I be raw and real? The world is changing, and the world is demanding actually that you strip down the walls and really just show who you really are. Right now I have hair and makeup on, right? But I do Periscopes with my baseball cap on and no makeup. I would never normally do a promo video or something like that. But
Yeah, I make sure I comb my hair each time and do
thank
it really
God.
well. Did you like the way I combed it today, Lynn?
Yes, it's so shiny. I want to know what you use.
Yeah, I'll have to tell you sometime. Yeah, well, you raised some very good points about it, that Periscope has so much opportunity. And we're at a state right now where it's just getting started. It's like now you're getting in, and we know this is not just yet another, golly, this is another shining object. It's something that we've got to look at, and we go, this is something we need to know about, and we need to find out more. I know that you have done a lot, and you continue to do a lot. You have a lot of great Periscopes that people can follow. If someone's looking at this and they say, okay, I want to find out more about it and find out more about Lynn Rose and how we can connect with you, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Well, first of all, remember Lynn Rose. Hopefully that's easily enough.
And for those
Lynn.
listening on audio, please spell that for us.
Yes, LYNNROSE. And at Lynn Rose is my Twitter name, my Periscope name, which, by the way, for your business, have both your Twitter name and Periscope name be the same. But that's the same for me. So look me up that way when you're on those apps. But also lynnrose.com. And there you can connect to everything and to myself. So certainly love to connect in whatever way would be great. And I'm so passionate about Periscope. Let me know, and I'm happy to like dive on in and watch your scopes or get involved, because I just so believe in what Periscope can do.
Yeah, and that's how we learn, by watching what others are doing to see what one person is doing with scopes. I've enjoyed it. You and I both have a mutual friend in Randy Gage. And watching the way that he does it, he has like 100 bazillion followers. I mean, whatever the number is, it's a very large number.
Right.
He's got a lot of people, and the way he does it, each person can do it a different way. And for those of you watching this is a wonderful opportunity for you to learn. Get out there and see what Lynn is doing. Watch what I'm doing. Watch what people like Randy Gage. That's Randy_Gage. And there's many others out there that are doing some wonderfully creative, productive ideas that are fun, that are funny, but also work in business. Bottom line business, this can help you. It is something you definitely want to put on the radar, something you want to get into, start learning it right now, and move forward with it. Lynn, any final words that you want to leave with those that are watching before we say goodbye?
Oh, I feel like I'd love to just share a few, we won't talk in depth about it. We can just whet their appetite.
That's
but just
okay.
say few ways that they would integrate using Periscope. I mean, I can just list them. I won't.
Yes, that would be very good. I think that'd be very helpful.
I think it's important so they get the picture of what they can do. You mentioned, ways that they can use Periscope in introducing each other in the company and interconnecting and engaging in that way. It does create even more networking and engagement that way. Q&A sessions. Because you have that instant feedback. Live support. You can have live support via Periscope. Some businesses are doing that. Live tutorials. Talk them through how you use something and be able to take their questions as you do live tutorials. Live focus groups, which is really great for businesses. Live product demonstrations. You can also announce flash sales because it's only up for 24 hours. So you give a coupon code just on that Periscope and know it's going to disappear in 24 hours. So you can have special coupon codes or vouchers. Live tours of your hotel or, let's say a real estate type of thing. You can take them right on site and take them around and show them, take them inside the cooking of a restaurant, how all that works. Take an audience behind the scenes. How does the business work, or how does this restaurant work at peak time? Your manufacturing production line at full tilt, whatever that might be. Also, maybe follow your clients or customers. It's a two-way platform, so you can kind of see your ideal avatar. What do they love? What interests them? What do they respond to? So that's another way too. Geotagging and sharing, which is a marketer's dream. And I've seen, if you are a solopreneur, I've seen so much business happen just by leading them to then a page where they can have a free offer. And from there leads to your paid offers or free strategy session, consultant, to see if that's a fit. And you can even do private scoping for memberships or VIPs, networking for an event. It goes on and on and on, as you can tell. But I'm obviously so excited to just share these little ideas of ways businesses can really leverage it.
Yes, thank you. Well, you just packed a lot in there. Matter of fact, if you're watching that going, whoa, there was a lot there. Yes, there is. And that's why this is recorded so that you can go back and you can pause, watch it. Seldom does one exposure to new material really help in learning. And so what you want to do is you want to go back and review this, because what Lynn has just shared with those of you watching, this is something you can use and it contributes to the bottom line. This is way beyond my cat is sleeping kind of social media. It's way beyond that. And as I wrote about in my Business Journals article, there's a lot in there. And those that are willing to pay the price in terms of some time, some energy, maybe a little bit of money, learn how this works, learn what it can do, and you'll be very glad that you did. Well, Lynn, thank you so much for joining us. It's an honor to have you here. I know you speak Japanese, so domo arigato.
Oh, thank you. Yes, どうもありがとうございます。とっても楽しいです。
Tanoshii desu. I'm very happy. Yes, indeed. For those people I don't know that, learn Japanese. You know, it's good. Google that. We'll find out what it is. But hey, thank you very much for joining us today. I'm Terry Brock. I've been joined with Lynn Rose, and thank you for being with us on this video.